At 54, RVD has finally come clean and confirmed the rumors. Everything we heard about his struggles with substance abuse and drugs was true, but it didn't just happen out of nowhere. It came after a really tough chapter in his life, the kind that could break just about anyone. So let's dive in and see what really went down and what pushed him into that dark place. At the absolute peak of his career, RVD was arrested for drug possession. And in the world of wrestling, especially WWE, that was no small issue. The timing couldn't have been worse. He was the face of the company, the champion, the guy everyone was counting on to take WWE into a new direction. But after that arrest, WWE suspended him, stripped him of both championships, and in one single moment, his main event run came crashing down. For a wrestler who had worked his entire career to finally break into the top spot, it was devastating. And the truth is, it didn't just stop at losing the titles. That moment became a turning point that would spiral into something much darker. RVD himself has admitted that he went through a long period of depression after that. Wrestling had always been his identity, his escape, the thing he was known for. And when it was all taken away so suddenly, it left a void. On top of that, his personal life wasn't in the best place either. Around the same time, he went through a painful divorce, and shortly afterward, he lost his father. Those are the kinds of life events that can shatter anyone, no matter how strong or successful they may seem on the outside. For RVD, it led to heavy drinking, substance use, and an overall downward spiral that he has since spoken about openly. But there's another side to his story that often gets overlooked. RVD has always been known for his unique style of wrestling. The flips, the kicks, the constant high-impact moves. They made him a fan favorite, but also took a brutal toll on his body. Over the years, the countless chair shots, dives, and brutal matches left him with lasting injuries, especially concussions. These weren't just the kind of bumps you shake off and keep going. They caused long-term health issues like memory loss and even double vision. Imagine trying to live day to day when you're dealing with something as serious as that, let alone trying to perform in the ring. That's when RVD started becoming more vocal about cannabis use. He's been an outspoken advocate for using it to manage pain, deal with the symptoms of head injuries, and handle the stress that comes with being a wrestler. For him, cannabis wasn't about getting high for fun. It was about finding a way to cope with the damage that years in the ring had done to his body and mind. In many ways, his openness helped change the conversation around cannabis in wrestling and even in sports more broadly. But RVD has never been the type of guy to sugarcoat things. He's always had a reputation for being brutally honest, and sometimes that's landed him in hot water. Whether it's in interviews, podcasts, or even on social media, he doesn't hold back his opinions. And while some fans love that raw honesty, it hasn't always gone over well behind the scenes. His unfiltered takes on the wrestling business have caused a few backstage conflicts and stirred up more than a few online controversies. For example, he's been openly critical about celebrities stepping into wrestling, arguing that it takes away opportunities from real wrestlers who have been grinding for years. He's also had some sharp words for other wrestlers, which naturally stirred the pot and created headlines. I'm sure by now you're wondering what all of this meant for his career, so let's break it down. Rob Setkowski, the man who became RVD, grew up in Battle Creek, Michigan. From a young age, he was drawn to athletics, martial arts, and performance. His flexibility, balance, and natural charisma were clear from the start. By the late 1980s and early 1990s, he began training to become a professional wrestler. He started small, working the independent circuit, learning the ropes, and testing out what worked in front of live crowds. What quickly became obvious was that he wasn't going to be a cookie-cutter performer. He could throw high kicks that looked like they came out of a martial arts movie. He could do flips and dives with incredible ease. And most importantly, he carried himself with this calm, cool energy that fans couldn't take their eyes off. Early on, people saw that he had something special, not just as an athlete, but as a character. His real breakout came in the 1990s with Extreme Championship Wrestling. ECW was wild, raw, and edgy, and it gave RVD exactly the kind of stage he needed. While others relied on brawling or weapons, he added spectacular aerial moves and lightning-fast kicks to the mix. Fans were blown away. He became one of ECW's biggest stars, capturing the ECW World Television Championship and holding it for an incredible run of over 700 days. That reign made him one of the most dominant champions in ECW history. But it wasn't just about titles. His matches with Sabu, Jerry Lynn, and other ECW legends are still remembered as some of the best in the company's history. His teamwork with Sabu also brought him ECW World Tag Team Championship gold. In those years, he didn't just thrive, he helped define what ECW was all about: risk-taking, innovation, and excitement. By the time WWE came knocking, RVD already had a reputation as one of the most exciting wrestlers in the world. Fans wanted to see him on the big stage. And when he finally joined WWE in 2001 during the Invasion storyline, he became a breakout star almost immediately. Crowds chanted his name louder than many of the established main eventers. Everyone wanted to see RVD. He soon collected championships in WWE as well. He won the Intercontinental Championship multiple times, showcasing that he wasn't just a flashy performer, he was also a serious competitor who could carry a division. He added the Hardcore Championship to his resume, using his creative offense to stand out in that wild anything-goes environment. Then came one of his greatest moments. Money in the Bank at WrestleMania 22. RVD climbed the ladder and grabbed the briefcase, earning the right to challenge for a world championship whenever he wanted. He didn't waste the opportunity. He announced ahead of time that he would cash in against John Cena at ECW One Night Stand, making it one of the most hyped matches in recent memory. That night in June 2006, inside the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York City, RVD defeated Cena to become the WWE Champion. The crowd was electric and the moment was unforgettable. On top of that, he was soon awarded the newly revived ECW World Championship, making him the first man to hold both titles simultaneously. For fans who had followed him since the ECW days, it felt like the ultimate validation. Their hero had finally reached the pinnacle of the wrestling world. After his history-making double championship reign, RVD continued to be one of WWE's most popular stars. Even when he wasn't in the main event picture, fans stayed firmly in his corner. He racked up more championships, including several more runs as Intercontinental Champion and reigns with the World Tag Team Championship alongside different partners. No matter the match or the card placement, he always delivered the kind of performances that got the crowd buzzing. His wrestling style also left a lasting impact. The five-star frog splash became one of the most beloved finishing moves in wrestling. What made his version different was the way he adjusted in midair, sometimes twisting or turning to hit his opponent perfectly no matter where they were lying. His Van Daminator, a movie where he kicked a steel chair into his opponent's face, was another fan favorite. These moves weren't just flashy, they showed how creative and unpredictable he was inside the ring. But beyond the moves, what really set RVD apart was his connection with the fans. He had this cool, laid-back personality that felt real. When he raised his thumbs and pointed to himself while the crowd chanted RVD, it felt like everyone was in on the moment together. He wasn't playing a character, he was just being himself, and people loved him for it. RVD's career didn't just stop with WWE either. He went on to wrestle in TNA, where he won the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. That achievement cemented his rare status as someone who held world titles in multiple major wrestling companies. It proved he could succeed anywhere, not just in one environment. Even after his full-time days slowed down, RVD continued to make special appearances in WWE and on the independent scene. He always received a huge reaction, no matter where he went, because fans never forgot what he had given them over the years. His ability to show up, hit his signature moves, and light up the crowd remained unmatched. Then in 2021 came the ultimate recognition. Rob Van Dam was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. It was a moment that celebrated his decades of work, his influence on wrestling, and his unforgettable connection with the fans. For many, it felt like long overdue recognition for someone who had truly changed the game. Today, RVD's legacy is clear. He is remembered as one of the most innovative wrestlers of all time, a performer who blended martial arts, high-flying action, and sheer creativity to redefine what was possible in the ring. His influence can be seen in countless younger wrestlers who grew up watching him and tried to copy his style. More than anything, Rob Van Dam will always be remembered for being himself. He didn't try to fit into a mold or follow trends. He created his own path, and in doing so, he carved out a unique place in wrestling history. His story is one of talent, charisma, and unforgettable moments that will continue to inspire wrestling fans for generations to come. That's all for today's video. If you liked it, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.